Hey everybody, welcome to this Market Minute. Man, it's been just over a week since we had one of these, and the market is just steadily going upwards. Even in this dead time, there's certain cards that are just moving along, and some interesting cards to look at. So let's start out here with Bet Big from Heavy Hitters. This card currently sitting at $3 right now. 42 non-foils, 14 rainbow foils. Those rainbow foils are sitting at $8.50. 3 month snapshot shows us 60 cents is the low, $5 is the high. So, that $3 is kind of right in the middle of there. Looking at this, it doesn't look like there's the price went up quite rapidly, but the sales, just steadily kind of burning through. 42 non-foils still left, so there's still a decent amount of non-foils out there. This card's pretty interesting. We know that Guardian Mastery Pack is coming, but that isn't to the end of 2025. We know there's a number of Armory decks coming. I think Betsy could see an Armory deck to, supplement her armor suite, and really make her a viable choice over the other Guardians, right? It's tough to say right now. $3, I think you wait on this one, see where it's going. We are getting, we're going on just about a year out from the release of Heavy Hitters. That set's going to be increasingly harder to find, increasingly not and harder to find. It'll just be less open, right? The hunted will push some openings because of those warrior cards will be sought after, like Blade Fury, etc. But this one I just thought was interesting. Seeing it at $3, jumping up, high sold $5. So keep an eye on this one. The rainbow foils are very thin at 14. And those are at $8.50 right now. So if you don't have your rainbow foils, maybe think about picking them up now, or you could see where this one settles out. We have some time before this card really pops off. All right, the next card here is Prismatic Layline from Mistveil. Currently sitting at $8. 30 non-foils, 35 rainbow foils, so decent amount of stock on TCG Play right now. Rainbow foils sitting at $1.50 above the non-foil at $9.49. 3 month snapshot, this card was kind of just forgotten at 77 cents the low, 7.99 the high, so we're right at that high water mark still. But if looking at the chart here, it seems like there was a week of pretty heavy sales. Some people picking this up, which I kind of get. It is a block 3 generic card, needs a very specific hero. Prismatic Leyline, I think it has utility if we get a hero that really wants to run all 3 colors of a card, and that's kind of their deck is built around that. So again, generic 3 block. It is a yellow, not a blue, but I could see it being played sometime in the future for sure. All right, and the next card up here is Funeral Moon from Dusk Till Dawn. Now we're a ways out from Dusk Till Dawn. Currently sitting at $6.20, so doing pretty good for this. For this card at the moment. 55 non-foils, 11 rainbow foils. That's very thin. The rainbow foil is sitting at $11.94. If we look at the snapshot, 280 was the low, and the high is $7.25. So it's retracted a little bit from that high water mark. But obviously Rosetta pushed this up, right? Because Vincent became popular. I think this card's kind of a sneakily good card. It's been played in Vincent for a while as a 3 of. I think with the new card that was spoiled, calling this card even slots in even more, and we still might even have another Runeblade card in the expansion slot that will be spoiled here in the next couple weeks. So this one's very interesting to me. $6, that's a pretty fair price right now. If you're looking to play Vincent, you definitely want a 3 of these. So check these out. Currently sitting kind of high, but I don't think it's going to go down from here as heroes start to LL and Vincent gets better and better as those Mistveil heroes, living legends, out of the game. All right, the next card up here is the 10-foot tall and bulletproof, the extended art from Rosetta, currently sitting at $79. There's 4 of them on TCG Player, so ultra low stock. These EAs, we've talked about it. The Rosetta EAs are very hard to pull, very wanted, so they don't really stick around on TCG Player and have large inventories. This one, looking, and what's interesting about 10 foot tall, is the 3 month snapshot. Low sale price is 31.98. High sale price is $50. So no copies of it sold at the $79 mark yet, but I don't see it coming off of this mark, unless some backfill happens. I think this card has a lot of interesting abilities moving forward. If you want to bling out your deck, this card is very cool. The micro text box is always very fun to have in your deck as well. One thing to note though is I did some digging around in the Judge Discord. This card text in the IP penalty does affect Arachne even when he's flipping back and forth. So keep that in mind. Maybe that's what pushed this card up a little bit, is there was some thought that you could play this and then flip and skirt the negative side of it, but it looks like you can't. We'll have to wait for total confirmation on the release notes for the Hunted on that one, but just keep an eye on that. I think the EAs from Rosetta have just been a really cool hit, and they're really fun to open, and it's just another example of low inventory and that price going up on a rare card. All right, the next card up is the Rootbound Carapace Extended Art from Armories. This card I found very interesting. It's currently sitting at $4. There's 43 reds on TCG Play right now, which is quite a bit considering there's like only 5 yellows on TCG Player. And the yellows, I think, could probably be played. I play them in my Florian deck just because you need that extra decompose and those extra earth cards in your deck. Low sale price is $3. High sale price is $9.40. Why I bring this up is I think on this one, as Florian, as Verdance gains popularity, and I think Verdance is getting a pretty strong card in the Hunted, and I think she'll continue to get strong cards because she needs some help. These cards will become increasingly rare as we move further away from that Armory month, and pretty highly sought after. We've seen promos like this, especially when they're very pretty promos, which this one is, really shoot up in price when people want to bling out their decks. And honestly, wizard players like to bling out their decks. So keep an eye on this one. I think if you don't have a play set of these, pick them up at like $4 or $5 right now. And if you want some extra bling for your Earth heroes in the future, you'll be very happy at $5. All right, and the last card here is Uprising. I did talk about this one just over a month ago in November. Currently sitting at $2.20. 161 non-foils on TCG Player. Rainbow foils, 38 of them, sitting at $7.35 right now. Low sale price, still 20 cents because it was before the Hunted was announced. High sale price, $4.06. It's just the amount of stock with the non-foils, 161. It just can't move that much. I looked back when we talked about this the last time at the end of November, it was like $2.60. The thoughts on this card are still valid though, right? It is a 3-block. It says draconic attacks. This will include daggers. So if there's draconic daggers for Syndra and Fang, this will be very good. It's also, that leads me into my next point, it's also a draconic action. So it's not locked to either ninja or warrior. It can be played in both. Getting that +1 on those daggers is pretty good value. And then the next 2 attacks afterwards, we know draconic heroes like to go very wide. We saw that with Phi. We saw that with Dromai. I think they'll carry that design language across to Syndra, obviously Ninja, and also probably to Fang with his daggers. So I still think there's, I think you want to pick these up at $2. I think it's you're not going to, again, this is not going to go super high because you have 161 still on TCG Player, right? That's a lot of churn to get through that. But if we see Draconic Daggers being spoiled, I can see this card selling very quickly. So pick this card up now, and you might not regret it. It's only like $6-7, and then you have it, and you're ready for the Hunted. That's going to do it for this episode, everyone. Thanks for watching. Please sub, hit the like, hit that bell. I'll check you next time. Peace.